Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to another Indie Game Friday, where each week I take a look at a different independent role-playing game. This week's going to be the first of a two-part series, where I take a look at an old-school style 8-bit aesthetic RPG series, Artifact Adventure. Developed by Bluffman and published by AGM Playism, it is a few years old, having been released on Steam on May 19th, 2015. Artifact Adventure is styled on early JRPG-style games, and bears certain similarities to the early Dragon Quest series in presentation and combat. Although it seems to use RPG Maker, and uses retro-inspired graphics, it is visually distinct from many games that use that engine, using more colorful and simpler tiles, and a front-view combat system. The storyline starts very simply. 4 adventurers have come to the kingdom to face the toxic Swamp King. The ruler who called them in gives them a choice of 3 gifts, and sets them loose into the kingdom. Along the way they face many challenges as well as differing side quests, but are otherwise able to go where they will. The initial party is made up of 4 adventurers, and each one can be given a class and a name. The classes, from among the 6 available, dictate what weapons and armor can be equipped, as well as starting statistics. The warrior, for example, has plenty of hit points and is able to use heavy armor. The hermit uses a bow and has medical knowledge. The shaman is your standard caster. The monk uses martial arts. The dreamer does a little bit of everything. And the explorer can use firearm attacks and has a high intelligence. Ability scores are extremely basic as well. Each character has attack, defense, intelligence, and speed. They all affect combat damage, damage taken, spell power, and turn order respectively, and are all affected by a character's gear. Characters also have hit points and magic, which is affected by their class and their level, and they gain experience during combat that eventually lets them level up. A character may purchase gear in towns, and may raise their stats by consuming various elixirs of life and magic. These permanently raise the associated stat. During the adventure, characters also uncover a number of artifacts, giving the name to the game. Artifacts come in either passive or active types, with active artifacts granting a character a skill that they can use for magic, while passive artifacts are either flat bonuses or always turned on. It is important to note that each artifact can only be picked up by whoever the lead character is at any one moment, which can fortunately be changed on the fly, and the vast majority of them cannot be traded after they're retrieved. In this way, you can further customize and build out your characters. Even a simple warrior can learn to use an artifact that grants a spell-type ability if they consume enough elixirs of magic to be able to use it. The world is pretty open, and has numerous choices that can be taken during play, with many of these choices having game-altering consequences. While the goal of the game remains the same, to defeat the Swamp King, the way that you arrive at that goal can differ wildly between playthroughs, which can make for some more replayability than your average old-school JRPG. Of note is that there are even some pretty evil alternatives to some quests, and they have rewards on par with the good paths. Early on, there's even an option to just outright sell other party members to a slaver, allowing you to progress through the game with less than a full party, but with a fair amount of gold in your pocket. On the other hand, you can choose to go with the hero route, just as well as any other game in the genre. At any time, you can decide to pack up and go home as well, and just have your characters abandon the quest and leave the land. This ends up resolving the open quests that you know about, and gives you an ending cutscene that shows what happened and the results of the choices that you made in the game. The combat system is very similar to the old-school Dragon Quest games, where groups of monsters are encountered and represented head-on by icons, and the party can run, attack, and so forth. If they attack, they can attack, defend, use skills, use items, etc. After each character has selected their action and their target, the turns then proceed according to a randomly generated initiative, weighted towards a character or a monster's speed. This very much gives an old-school style feel to the game, and is relatively simple to grasp once you use it. Finally, it bears saying that at its heart, both aesthetically and mechanically, this game is inspired by the 8-bit era JRPGs, even if the quests are a little bit more widespread and the world designed to be a little less linear. The graphics and sound design are spot on. One might even say that they're more period accurate than most retro games that seek to duplicate that look. Mechanically, the characters move a little bit faster than they may have in old RPGs, and the random encounters, while present, are a little bit rarer, but they're still very present and evident, so that if that style of play, with a dash of grinding between visiting towns and just blundering into screen transitions of battle, just doesn't appeal to you, then you'll probably want to avoid this one. However, if that style of game does interest you, then Artifact Adventure may well be worth checking out. It represents the genre very solidly, and is a fair bargain if you can catch it on sale. It has just enough Western RPG style sensibilities in terms of party creation, customization, and quest branches that even I actually enjoyed it, and I intend to go play it some more. And I think I'll leave it at that. The link will be in the description below. Next week, I'll cover its Game Boy-esque sequel, Artifact Adventure Gaiden. This has been the RPG Crawler. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment if you've got any feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content, both tabletop and computer. If you're feeling particularly generous, I do have a Patreon at patreon.com/rpgcrawler that goes towards supporting this channel. Until next time, take care and goodbye.